Welcome back to the Crossfire build. Last time I showed you, the thing was all assembled. Now I am showing you it is all dismantled. Yes, there is black and there is yellow on it. I'm actually in the process of knocking out the heavy rust and painting it. So far I have found rotted pieces. This is actually one of them. This was the seat bracket that I had pulled out. And as you can tell, she's a bit swollen. And if you can actually look, I don't know if you can see that. There is a split right there in the steel. And it started rusting. The cut down it is from that bottom plate right there. This back brace has actually been replaced. That'll be the next piece right there. And that's the piece I'm going to use to replace it. Right now I'm currently waiting on parts. And until those get here, this is all pretty much I can do. I have sanded the bars down. Yes, I know there's a little bit of rust on the floor, but I did hit it with a wire wheel, kind of knocked it out. And that's what I've been using right there with a 4.5-inch grinder. I already got half the floor done. This is the other half I'm doing now. And then once I get further into it, this whole support brace, all of this stuff here is going to be all cut out, rebuilt, changed just a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit wider. And then I'm going to end up just redoing this whole back half of the motor. The other thing I'm going to be doing is, right here is actually a motor mount. And what they did is they mounted it to the aluminum housing. But once I get the chain off, it's very hard to see down in there. I'm trying to get I don't know if it's even noticeable, but there is a crack that is right in front of my finger there. It's actually the aluminum housing that cracked. So I'm going to be relocating the chain tensioner. So instead of back here, it's going to actually be up here. So that'll all get restructured. And I am going to split the back end. Some of this stuff I know people are going to ask. Yes, I am painting with some of the stuff instead of disassembling it. But the thing is, what I'm painting on is going to eventually get replaced. So to me, it's not overly a big deal. Like the throttle cables, stuff like that, that'll all get replaced. I got a new gas tank coming for it because what they did does not work. New wiring harness is also on its way. I got new tie rod ends because mine are actually worn out. And I'm still debating if I should keep that steering wheel or redo it. But yeah, otherwise this whole front end, and that's actually the front end with the tie rods, the gearbox is right there. And I got the A-arms, shocks. All that's been taken off. So the front end looks like that. But yeah, this is how it's going so far. The other thing I got taken off, these are actually the part of the roll cage. And those, as you can tell, are getting sanded down. I'm not sure on what color to do yet, but this black is actually, and I'll show you, right there, Rust-Oleum truck bed. That's what I've been using on this. Thing is, I don't mind it. Just for the fact is, it does give a little texture to it, but it's actually fairly smooth. And no, I haven't thrown away the aluminum fenders that were on it, or the seats, because I'm going to reuse the actual seats once I get to that point. But I am thinking of doing it. The main body part, I'm thinking of doing a dark gray color, which I'm still debating on that. But right now, the truck bed is going on it first. I feel it's just to add a little protection. This way it's got another layer of paint, so I ain't really worried about it being overly perfect. Because what goes on top is actually going to be the main coat. And as you can tell right there in the background is from one of my previous videos of the '01 Silverado. That was the remodel, that was a restore project. But yeah, this is how it's going so far. It's not overly bad. The only plus side is on this, the motor does run. I have had it running, but it only stayed running for about 3 minutes because the gas tank setup is wrong. So to me, that's kind of a win. I actually got a new muffler coming. I'm going to bend the exhaust for that, change that up. I do have a brand new carburetor for it, if this one decides to take a crap on me, but I'll get to that road when it comes to it. I got a whole extra motor. That was actually given to me, and I can actually show that to you. It is in the back of my truck. And right there's the extra motor. It is a 150cc. And this one, when they started it, it actually smoked from a previous go-kart. So eventually I am going to take the cover off, see why it was smoking, see if it is a salvageable motor. If it is, I'm just going to rebuild it. And this was a part of, we did sandblasting on another go-kart identical to the Crossfire. And as you can tell, this is some of the sand that vibrated out. And that stuff gets everywhere from sandblasting. You just can't get rid of it. That's the foam from the old seats. That's all going to get replaced, renew. But yeah, that is how far I've gotten so far. And of course, I got a bucket that has a different starter in it, CDI in it. It's also got a solenoid in there. A couple other miscellaneous things. And that one there's the other project. the GMC. And now what I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to actually do cab corners, rocker panels, stuff like that. So make sure to follow and subscribe to when I get to that build. And I will post videos on that one as well. Sorry I'm not showing a lot of videos of the sanding and the grinding on this, because I don't want to bore people with that. And right now, as you can tell, some of this yellow that's like even on the tires, some of this is sanding dust, but a majority of it is also pollen where I'm at. And I mean, it gets on everything, so that's why my voice sounds bad. But yeah, I'm going to get back to work. And once I get the rest of this sprayed black, I'm going to actually split the back. And all I'm going to do is take this bolt off here and the lower ones on both sides. So I can actually rebuild the whole back end. But yeah. And for any of you that don't think you can do this, here's the thing. That's all I'm working out of. It is literally an 8x12 shed. That is my workshop. So yeah, I'm going to keep cranking wrenches, and I'll show you a little bit more of the process as I get through it. Thank you, and stick around.